NFL record for the worst completion percentage.
This is a game you need to win. This is a divisional matchup against a team you should beat. This is how you stack up wins.
Hello and welcome back to episode 63 of i75Live. We had another crazy week of NFL football, I think, especially with Dylan's team. My team little bit, could have been a slip up, but we ended up pulling it out, which is a good sign. There's still some concerns that I have.
A win's a win.
Win is a win.
I do have some questions later on about that too. I added it, and I want to get your take on that second half of y'all's game for sure.
For sure. And the MLB World Series kind of closed up. The Blue Jays gave them a run for their money.
I think we were right.
We were. If there was one team, they were really hot. Their stars were playing really good.
Yeah.
If there was one team that was going to do it, it was them, and they probably should have.
They were like a one shoe size bigger at home plate on that slide.
And not letting up that solo home run to the guy who hasn't hit a ball in months for that team.
Was that the first World Series that went 8+ games? I mean, technically with all the innings.
I would. No, so technically in 2018, there was also a game that went 18 innings, I think. It was the Dodgers and Red Sox in the World Series, yeah. So
it was a really good series though. For if you were I saw the ratings of people like saying, MLB's dead, but they had very good ratings throughout the whole series.
It was fun.
It helped that it was entertaining. It helped that one game went 18 innings and, Shohei and all that. But yes, it was a fantastic way to, I think, cap off the baseball year.
Yep. And we're 2 years closer to having a salary cap if the Dodgers keep on winning. So keep it up, guys.
Yeah.
You're playing for all of us right now.
And I think everyone found out that Shohei can speak English in the little their parade and they did at the stadium. So I thought when I heard that, I was just like, this motherfucker can talk English the whole time.
Oh, he could talk the whole time.
He's been hiding this whole time.
Yep.
So, no, it was a great series. For baseball fans, I'm wearing my Braves stuff. We've got the Braves. They announced their new manager, which is what it is. Kind of knew they weren't going to go outside of the organization. They stayed within.
Question. When's the last time the Braves hired outside of the organization?
It's been a long time.
Do y'all know?
Because just think the bat boy today will be the head coach in like 40 years.
Yeah. He'll climb his way up all the way and he'll be... Man. Because, Snicker was there for a very long time before he got the manager spot.
Wasn't it like before? 50 years? 49 years?
Long time.
Jesus.
So it just really, baseball, it's so rooted. And that's why when we're seeing the new San Francisco manager, I don't know his name, but he was the guy who was the manager for the head coach for the Tennessee Vols, college baseball. He's the first college coach to go from college to being a manager in the MLB, in the pros.
That's kind of crazy.
First ever. So it just shows to you how rooted the MLB is in tradition and, kind of staying within that ecosystem that they have instead of going in. Because in the NFL, it is not the craziest thing in the world to think that a college coach could be an NFL coach tomorrow.
Happens a lot.
And in the MLB, it literally just happened for the first time ever with the Tennessee guy taking the San Francisco job.
Now, adversely, do we see MLB coaches going from the MLB to college ever?
Probably not, because they're just going to go on. They'll go on someone's staff because someone will pick them up because someone
it's like a hitting
blah
coach,
blah blah knows you because you went here and you coached here with him when he was here and we're just hire him because we know him. That's what it will be.
Fair.
So that's kind of. Now the argument to I don't think it's going to matter who our manager is. Our guys just need to play the way they can play, and how everyone says the back of the baseball card, and it just hasn't been that the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So we've really, I think, it's not going to matter. It ultimately, and what guy out there was going to be like the splash home run, we got him.
Yeah, it's true. Well, did they fire or did they change their staff at all? Whether like their hitting coach, their pitching coach, their first base coach, third base coach.
I don't know yet because we have this new guy. He could maybe come in and but even that he was hired within, so
exactly
he's probably going to want to keep a lot of the same guys.
If he keeps all the same guys, you're not going to get a different product. I'm just preparing y'all for that now because I've seen the White Sox do it for the last decade. And they finally made a change.
I completely agree with you because it falls under the category of if you can't expect a different result doing the same thing, and I understand the tradition of this guy's been here for so long and this and that, but I don't know. I'm a huge proponent of if you don't like the result that you've had in the past couple of years, you've got to change, and we just
innovator die.
I completely agree. So only time will tell with that. Of like if we do get some different coaches, you never know because he just got hired, signed to that manager position on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah,
just a couple days ago. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But again, I love the Braves. I'm gonna watch them. I pay for the $100 to watch every single game on FanDuel every year.
Yep.
For that whole package. So I will be paying attention. I will be watching. And as long as our stars play that the way they know how to, I think
stay healthy.
Stay healthy.
Biggest part is staying
play
healthy.
how you know how to play and what your stats say on the back of your baseball card. And I think we are one of the best teams in baseball. We just
still one of the best rosters.
100%.
I mean, I don't think y'all have many weaknesses. The pitching staff can always be better. But free agency will be interesting. I love MLB free agency.
Yeah, that's true. That hasn't even, and all these players are opting out.
Maybe you go out and get Tariq Skubal for all you know. Maybe the Braves are finally set on throwing the house at somebody.
That'd be sick. Jake, what would you think about that? Getting
Can you imagine Skubal?
This is true.
Throw money.
This is true. But that would be pretty cool. Be pretty cool to get a guy like that.
What did you just say?
He's gonna be a Dodger.
What did Jake just say?
Probably
what did you say about Ozuna though? Jake wants Ozuna out of there.
I think Ozuna needs to get gone. Yeah.
Ozuna from the Braves.
I think Ozuna. We need a new shortstop as well.
Yeah.
So there are some pieces. Hopefully we can address and throw some money at.
Hey, maybe Orlando Arcia wants to come back.
Hell no.
Before we get into NFL though, I will let Dylan take over our sponsor of today's episode.
So before we get to our sponsor, make sure you guys leave a like on the video, drop some comments, follow our social media pages. We're very active over there, and subscribe to the channel because we appreciate all of the support. But on top of that, this episode is sponsored by CutBet. CutBet is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that allows its users to wager directly with other users on any public result in sports, entertainment, politics, and more. So sign up today using code i75Live and stay tuned later in the show for our CutBet of the week. The streak is over, unfortunately, because I did not have enough faith in two shitty defenses playing each other. I should have known better.
They doubled the total.
Did they double it? So Dawson literally said they could double it last week, and they doubled it.
It was pretty damn close to doubling the total of how many points.
Was it 47-42? That's 89 points.
It was pretty close.
Yeah. That's pretty close.
It was pretty close. It was a great game, though. It was. Get into NFL Week 9 like we do every week. We go through some of our biggest stories. My team, Dylan's team, sometimes Chris's team. They're not playing very good this year.
That Thursday night game, there wasn't much to be desired.
Yeah, it wasn't much. We kind of knew that Lamar was going to kind of do that against the Dolphins defense historically. But first game, we'll get into my game. Falcons Patriots. I went into this because we talked to Colin last week, and I said it. I'm on record of saying, there is, I think, a formula for the Falcons coming in and playing good and ultimately giving us a game like they did. They didn't run the ball very good. The Patriots still have not let a rusher over 50 yards, which for
9 games in a row
for our defense and for kind of how just pieced it together it was, and us trading some players and signing some players that everyone was like, why are we signing him? It's great to hold some of, we held James Cook, we held Bijan Robinson, we've held some really, really good running backs under 50 yards in
Bucky Irving next week too.
Bucky Irving's coming back, and even I think Rashad White is pretty good. Yeah. So that's another great offense of running backs that we're gonna get tested by.
Absolutely.
So that's impressive to me. As I think that's all Mike Vrabel though, of how he has kind of solidified an identity for our defense and for this team. to go on to Drake. I don't think Drake May played very good at all. He had
First half was good. I thought he played good.
The end of the first half was not with that fumble, which led to the Falcons getting some momentum, going into halftime, scoring a touchdown.
Do you realize that was both of the Falcons' first round rookies,
which was cool,
teaming up for that?
It was
Jalen
cool.
Walker and then Pierce. Yeah,
the announcers were saying that as I was watching it, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of hard to be mad at that. Like 2 first rounders just like made a hell of a play.
They met at the quarterback.
So yeah, he did not play very good, and he's having a great season. It's gonna happen. Everyone. Like we saw with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones having a great season. Yeah. All of a sudden, he goes out, throws 3 interceptions, and everyone wants to say, oh, we're back to the old Daniel Jones, which we could be. We're going to talk about that later.
It's close.
But no, that he did not play very good. He made some mistakes. I think Booty going out with a hamstring in the first quarter also did not help because he has been our deep threat down the field.
Kyle Williams was getting some reps after that, though.
He just looked like he didn't know what the hell was going on out there. He really didn't. And which maybe explains why he's not playing as much as everyone would like him to. I thought Henderson, I know everyone likes to make fun.
Terrell Jennings gets the goal line touchdown.
He did, but unfortunately, I really think it was just bad timing. That drive I think it was like an 11-play drive. Oof. And Henderson he had like 5 catches. He had, I think, 15 some odd carries. So they used him. Mm-hmm. It was just very bad timing that the backup was in on a really long drive and got the touchdown.
Come on, man.
And I know that hurt for people in fantasy. It hurt me a little bit betting-wise and fantasy. So that kind of sucked. But no, it was very intriguing to go, because I say this to Dad all the time. I say this to you. I say this to everyone. Good teams figure out how to win even when they do not play their best.
Yeah.
We see that with all the good teams, with the Chiefs, with the Bills.
Look what the Chiefs did last season. They proved that point.
I agree. So that is very intriguing for me that, hey, our quarterback played really bad. Should have had like 3 turnovers, only had 2. He had the really bad fumble.
Yep.
He had the bad interception. We had some injuries with Booty, but we still figured out how to get a win at the end of that game. It's very exciting. It feels like we're back to, the team, like not just being like kind of with you the past couple of years where it's like, well,
season's over.
Chalk it up.
Draft pick.
But that sequence though, right before he fumbled that ball, if you go back to the play right before, remember the ref called a timeout.
Yeah, it was.
He called a timeout because they wanted to like see whether or not it was a first down or a catch or something. I don't know. Yeah. But it stopped the clock. It stopped the whole like everything. And then it was almost like the next play the fumble happened. Yeah. So I kind of feel like that wouldn't. So I don't really put that all on him, but.
It happened. You got to protect the ball, especially there with so many seconds left, and them catching momentum, and then they got the ball out of half, and it was kind of they
scored a touchdown off of that.
They did. So, but it was very intriguing and very I was happy to see us win a game.
But how about the guy that missed the kick?
Yeah.
How about the guy that missed the kick?
More on that though. So the Falcons, they are now on their 3rd kicker. They cut him, so they are now with Zane Gonzalez.
Guess who also cut that kicker?
Yeah,
the Patriots.
The Patriots.
So we drafted a kicker, and we had Parker Romo. And our rookie won the spot, and then he comes into Foxborough and basically wins us the game.
Reminds everybody why.
Reminded him why they dropped him.
Thank you, my friend.
Oh man, yeah, poor Falcons fans. But
inside
I have a
job. I wonder
question.
if they paid him. I'd be checking his bank account.
They could.
You never know in today's world.
Hey, I mean everything.
We've heard and seen crazier things.
But bonus question. So, do you think Christian Gonzalez faked an injury after he got mossed 100%. By Drake?
He was 100%. Drake London had a hell of a. I looked at Dad because Dad called me. Drake London's a dude.
He's awesome.
Oh yeah, he took over.
Awesome.
Now 2 of his touchdowns though were not on Gonzalez.
No.
One was on Cartel who's Cartel Davis, right?
Carlton
Davis. Yeah. And the other one was on Jones, who we just signed to a long. And Jones is I don't know why the hell.
He's more a special teams ace.
That, and he's kind of a slot guy to, but I don't know why the hell he was in a jump ball with Drake London. So, but yes, the catch that you're referring to, 100%, he was embarrassed. And he came out after the game, he's like, I'm fine. And everyone's like, yeah, we know you're fine. You got embarrassed. But no, it was a great, I think, battle. Drake London is a dude. And
he's awesome.
It kind of sucks that he's stuck on the Falcons right now.
I know.
But Drake London's
Falcons get a better O-line and next year keep building it through the draft. Maybe go get a guy in free agency because they're already missing Caleb McGarry. I think Jake Matthews as well. If he's still playing.
He's playing.
He's playing now. Okay.
He actually holds. Speaking of him, he has the longest active streak for most games started right now.
Damn.
I believe. Or
Holy
somewhere
shit.
up there. Or I don't know exactly what it is, but he has like a really, really long, like 100 some odd game streak
That's
of
impressive.
starting at tackle.
That's impressive.
So yeah.
Hell yeah. Well,
But no, I mean, to wrap it up, it was nice. We're 7-2. We got the best record in the AFC right now. I know our record is still not what it is, but look, the Bills just went and beat Kansas City. We beat the Bills. That makes us the best team in football right now.
Just saying.
Next team we will talk.
Speaking
the
on
Colts
the Colts
and the Steelers.
Take it away, Dawson.
Look, this is what I said a couple weeks ago, and everyone we had some comments. We had AJ of saying some of the stuff that they said, and I was just like, we'll see. Like, we'll see if this is real or if this is foosgold.
And we saw.
And we saw what happens. I truly think when your best player is a running back and you can't just have a lead, have him score 3 touchdowns, rush the ball 20 times, we kind of saw, okay, Daniel, you're going to need to carry us back in this game. Running, we can't run the ball very well this week. Jonathan Taylor's not scoring 3 touchdowns. We need you. And he just couldn't deliver against. I know historically the Steelers have a really good defense, but they've got picked apart by a good bit of teams with some solid receivers and some solid quarterback play. So it wasn't the craziest thing for Dan for to ask him to do this with the season he's had. So yeah, I still think they're a little foosgold-ish. We'll get into it with some of the trades that I think make them better, and some of the trades and the stuff that they're giving up, they're going all in. Like, they're going all in on Daniel Jones. They're going all in on Jonathan Taylor, the O-line, and everything. So I commend them for that, for believing in the group that they have. I think that's a great thing from ownership down to players to go, hey, they believe in us. Let's do this thing.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, again, I think the real true test is going to be them against the Chiefs, and only time will tell.
Yeah, and they have the Falcons in Germany this week too.
Yes.
So they're playing some tough defenses coming up. And the Steelers, I mean, that Kyle Duggar trade seems to be doing great for them. And they moved Jalen Ramsey back to safety. And so it's him and Duggar now in the back. It's looking pretty good for the Steelers. Obviously, they still need to keep moving the ball on offense, but I like the team so far. I don't know if they have enough to actually compete in the playoffs yet, because they didn't make any moves outside of Duggar. They didn't bring in another receiver, to take edge off of Metcalf. Some people thought they could go for Deebo Samuel or someone like that to have that underneath guy, but the sky's not falling for the Steelers. Obviously, you win a game like this, you're happy. And so keep riding that. You're still in first place in the division. I mean, the Bengals just lost again. The Ravens are still sitting at 3-5 now. So you have some leeway. You're going to need to win these games coming up moving forward. But
yeah, I think, again, my spidey senses are going off on the Steelers that it's going to end the same way it has.
Wild card loss.
They have a winning record, a winning season, and they get another, middle of the pack first round pick. I'd love to know, I mean, Flynn, because he loves the Steelers. I'd love to know his opinion on that. And my spidey senses are tingling. They might sneak in but even like with the Patriots, maybe winning the division and the Bills maybe getting a wild card or flipping it around, there might not be enough spots for the Steelers to sneak in.
It's true.
If they don't win the division, if they do, obviously they get a spot. But if the Ravens all of a sudden catch fire and go on a huge win streak at the end of this year, they win the division and the Steelers are looking at a wild card, you just never know.
I think it's going to come down to week 18. I think that division's probably getting decided, and they may even play each other. I'd have to look at the schedule. But on to the other AFC North team that could not get the job done at the end. Sorry, our Bengals fans,
Again.
But man, the Bears are back, baby. The Bears are back. Bears are back. That's all I have to say.
Oh my God!
Before we get into the Bears, because I'll let you have your time to talk about the Bears, the Bengals. The fact that they're blowing up from the inside out with some of the stuff that the players are saying after the game.
It's bad.
It's really bad. And even the coach coming out and said, well, we're not making any changes. If I was a fan, and we have a ton of them and we talk to them all the time, I would seriously be my classic saying of how many more times are we going to do the same thing and expect something different to happen?
But they made the Super Bowl that one time with the same head coach. That's got to count for something.
It does, but even
But
that.
did you see the sack rate of sacks for Burrow versus
Flacco?
Did you see that?
No.
Like it's crazy, and they're like, "Why? How is this possible? Same O-line, same guys blocking everything."
What that they're saying?
Because Burrow holds on to the ball too long.
Oh, that Flacco.
And Flacco, he's got more experience. He knows how to get rid of the ball, and it's working.
Well, it's obviously worked. You've had 2 games in a row now. You've put up over 35 points.
He just threw for a career high.
Almost 500 yards.
Yeah, he had 470.
So what I would be asking is Joe Burrow actually the problem?
Whew. Is Joe Burrow the problem?
I think Joe Burrow's the problem.
Oh, man. I mean,
it's not crazy to say and to think if those are the numbers.
Reckless.
If those are the numbers and you're saying, hey, they're still putting up a lot of yards, getting the ball to their wideouts.
And Flacco's
not getting sacked. Yeah. Whose fault really is that then?
That's an interesting question. To piggyback on that, should Burrow just sit out the rest of the year? I know there have been talks about him coming back in December, but I mean, at this point, it's just the defense is not going to get you where you need to be at all. And they didn't make any changes at the trade deadline. They traded a linebacker away. I know he got benched earlier this year, but you don't have enough on the defense to even think about competing. And it showed you right here. You could have won this game. You should have won this game.
Let me show you these numbers. Okay, guys, look, Joe Flacco, his sack rate, 3.89%.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's sack rate from 21 to 24, 8.93, 6.34, 6.17, 6.86.
So it's like double.
So Flacco is half.
Obviously,
already,
not as much of a sample size for Flacco.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But he's got more experience, and there's something to be said about a quarterback that can read the defense.
Maybe Joe can learn a thing or two from Flacco. Maybe this is a good thing.
Maybe, and I hope he's taking it.
And that's why maybe they ought to sit him for the rest of the season.
Well, maybe Burrow's sitting on the sideline, he's watching, he's like, hey, yeah, this is like the same group, and Flacco's not getting hit.
Well, he's also 40, so a 40-year-old, trust me, you don't want to get hit.
No.
I mean, with how I know I kind of mentioned it yesterday when we were talking about it, but I think Burrow is kind of falling under that same category. Jake joked and was like, "Yeah, Burrow's going to win comeback player of the year every other year." Because he gets hurt and comes back and plays really good, so they have to give it to him.
He's Andrew Luck.
And, I love watching Joe Burrow. I love watching that. I mean, there's a reason why Jamar Chase was the number 1 pick in fantasy. Because of who was throwing him the football. Mm-hmm. And maybe a little bit because of the defense they had and knowing they were going to have to score a lot of points. Yeah. And he's just Jamar.
I like seeing 20 targets.
That joke, though, too, that could be the meme of Joe Burrow's career is, oh, yeah, he's the comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
He's the best comeback player of the year ever because every time he gets hurt, he comes back and has an amazing season and then gets hurt right after.
MVP candidate, and they go 7-10.
But enough about the Bengals. I'll let Dylan have his time to talk about the Bears.
I should know better at this point that the Bears are different. After these last... This is crazy. Like, seriously. I think 3 times this year now, especially on Sunday, I thought that game was over. I saw those first 2 plays when we had a minute left. We were driving down the field and Caleb's dancing in the pocket, looking for a receiver too long, and then wasting 20 seconds. And so that last throw, I'll keep this focused on Caleb for now. Caleb still is not playing the quarterback position as effective as he can be, but he's still taking strides and making steps toward that. And Ben Johnson continues to, praise him in public, in press conferences. And I don't think he's the type of coach to do that unless he's earned it. And so I love the path that Caleb's on, but this game could have been a blowout in favor of us. Regardless of how bad the defense played, we absolutely could have held onto the ball, sustained drives if Caleb is not hesitating. And I think you saw on that last throw to Loveland, he did not hesitate. That was the first read. He let it rip. And that throw he made is why we drafted him. That throw that he made is something that cannot be taught. And the things arguably that he doesn't do well can be taught. And so he's got all of the intangibles to be a great quarterback. Everything that you have to be born with, he has. And so if he can learn how to correctly read defenses, he's getting better. But by the end of the year, if the defense gets healthy, this is a scary team. I think teams are recognizing that this is not the same Bears. If you are close with them in the fourth quarter, you have to be scared. And you are scared. And they've shown you that 3 times now. Obviously, they need to keep winning. We have the Giants next week. That needs to be another game we win. We're 6-3. And arguably, I think if we have 9 games left. If we go 6-3, we make the playoffs. We're 11-6. That gets you a playoff spot. Granted, you have to win some divisional games in those 6 wins, but there's absolutely a path to the playoffs. And I haven't said that about the Bears outside of like the first 4 weeks of the season in a long time.
I would agree with
long time.
And, to go on your Caleb, I said it to you. I think Caleb's biggest problem is he's not trusting the plays and he's not trusting the read. And I just trust it. Trust the same way Jared Goff did with his, just trust the, and that is a great example of that last play. He trusted it.
Yep.
That was the play that was called. That's what they needed. And he didn't hesitate and he threw it. And, there were some time, like halfway through the second, third quarter, I was watching it with Haley and I was like, and Haley looked at me and she said, it literally looks like the same play on repeat. He takes the ball, it's not there, and he immediately does it to himself, runs out of the pocket, goes to the sideline and tries to rocket it into someone on the sideline and it's incomplete.
I think the best part is that Caleb is aware of it. He said in his press conference after the fact that he needs to be using his legs as weapons more. And he used to. I think last year he was doing it a good bit, but this year he's breaking out of sacks. And instead of taking the yards that are in front of him, he wants the 20-yard pass.
Oh.
And so he said that after the game in the press conference. He said, I need to be more aware of when it's man coverage and I got out of the pocket, no one's in front of me and people are chasing behind me. I can get 5 to 10 yards on my own because he's a gifted runner. I mean, you see him run the ball, dude. He's done it a lot this year.
Yeah, very athletic. I don't think anyone will take that away from him. So there was just trust it. Like that's my only knock that I truly see is trust your play caller, trust your playmakers. You've got plenty of them.
Oh yeah.
And especially the way they were able to run the ball. I think he single-handedly took the starting job over Swift this week.
I think he did. He ran great.
I don't know. It's like kind of the Rico Dowell and Chuba Hubbard thing. I don't know how you go back to letting Swift have 80% of the backfield after that.
Nope. I think
you can't.
Swift has to be a receiving back moving forward. That's got to be your downhill runner. Monangai looked awesome.
He really did.
And the run blocking looked awesome too. Darnell Wright is turning into, this may be the first Pro Bowler that Ryan Poles has ever drafted because he's, I think PFF top 4, he's the 4th highest rated tackle regardless of left or right tackle. That's incredible. And you need people like that on the line. Joe Thuney, our entire interior, all 3 guys that we brought in new, 0 hits, 0 pressures, 0 sacks.
And
the entire game.
0 injuries as well.
0 injuries.
Staying healthy.
Yes. And so I'm very excited about the Bears. I'm trying to not be delusional about it because obviously a lot of this rides on Caleb, but it looks good. This is exactly like the progression that I wanted to see. I wish it would have happened a little bit quicker just because I'm impatient and I've had nothing but sadness and depression as a Bears fan for the most part of my life. This is fun though. I like this.
Now, the other silver lining that, I know they've been dealing with a ton of injuries, but you can't let up. And I know you were dealing with an offense that had Jamar and T. Higgins and a lot of great talent.
And we're out our top 4 corners.
But especially in these division games, you cannot get into shootouts.
Ew.
And playoff games, everything. That's why I think it's so good that they're able to run the ball.
Yep.
And when they do have all their players on defense, they are able to. We saw it. They went how many weeks with so many turnovers?
Oh, they're still leading the league in interceptions, I think. Maybe not after the Steelers.
So yeah, you have all the pieces. It's just really finding a consistent groove for the Bears to put this whole thing together. And it does stem from Ben Johnson.
Yep.
Because you've said it a million times. There are 3 or 4 games this year that you lose last year.
Every year. And not even last year, just every other year that I've been a Bears fan, really. They're notorious. I've known them. Like, anytime the game's close, I'm still, I get, PTSD. I'm on the edge of my seat, and I'm thinking, they're going to lose. There's no way we come back from this. And 3 times this year where I'm just shocked. I'm in shock for, 15 minutes after the game. How the hell did we win that game, especially on Sunday? Yeah. That was the craziest one. I've never seen a walk-off touchdown from the Bears. I guess it wasn't really a walk-off.
I mean, it was like an equivalent of a Hail Mary type-esque play.
That was our Hail Mary?
Yeah, in a way it was.
And then you want to know what? They had a chance for a Hail Mary, and what did we do instead of sitting back? We blitzed Flacco, we sent him out of the pocket, and it was short, and we picked it off. No chance at all for the Bengals to complete that. This is a different team. This is a different team, different year. I'm I really hope that they can keep this going because I love how competitive they are.
I agree.
Speaking on a team who should be
the last couple games we'll go through kind of fast, then we'll get to 4th and long. Panthers, Packers, we kind of just threw this one in here because you brought up a crazy stat.
It's just funny.
Bryce Young is now out of his 11 career wins, 9 of them have come from game-winning drives.
Clutchest quarterback in the league, anybody? I'm just saying. Does anyone have a better
this
comeback
This is kind of like
ratio?
Joe Burrow getting hurt and then being comeback player of the year. Like, he gets himself down so he can come back and win a game.
Yeah.
On top
you
of
can
that,
say that
too,
about like Baker Mayfield too this year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But on top of that, too, Micah Parsons, 0 pressures.
Yeah.
First time in his career.
For someone that, you're the star. You got to be able to contribute, especially.
What happened, Packers? I thought y'all were going undefeated, dude, and you've lost to the Browns, Panthers, and you tied with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I think y'all have a problem with playing down to your opponent.
Humble pie got served after the comments from some of their O-line.
The Panthers are surprising.
The Panthers have the same record as the Kansas City Chiefs.
5-4.
That's insane.
Bryce Young is undefeated because they lost that game to the Bills when Andy Dalton was in. Bryce Young was out. Bryce Young is undefeated since the start of October. He's like 4-0.
Speaking of the Chiefs.
Yeah, so go to our last game.
In the afternoon, that they had the big marquee game that afternoon.
Well, I got to ask, because they agreed with us in the group chat too, our Chiefs fans. I think, are you worried about the Chiefs O-line again? Like this could end up being, again, the reason that they're not able to make it to the Super Bowl when they arguably could and should.
This has always been the recipe. This is how the Patriots beat them. This is how the Bucks beat them in the Super Bowl that year. This is how the Eagles beat them. Is force Mahomes out of the pocket, force him to try to be the superhero and launch these passes and do everything that he's good at doing. Yeah, but it catches up with you. And we kind of saw it. And I thought this was a very clean game too. There was one call that
I will say that was complete bullshit.
100%
that was bullshit. But that should not have been grounding at all.
The guy though, I still think he was getting rid of it, and I don't think the receiver was close enough, even if it wasn't tipped.
But the ball was tipped.
The ball was tipped, yes. But even the guy that, when Tony Romo asked, and he was like, I haven't seen that in 30 years, to where it was like, we haven't, should this be reviewable? Probably, but we haven't seen it in 30 years, so
we don't
just kind of have to go.
Yeah.
But to say that was the reason they lost, and that was, no. And I can go on the list. I think Chris Jones had another terrible showing of effort when they needed to get the ball back to have, to go down and tie it, because it was a 1-score game.
Oh, I agree.
So yeah, it was a great game. I think it was very evenly officiated.
Yeah.
Josh Allen and Cook were able, I think Cook had almost 100 some odd rushing yards. And when you can do that in a playoff atmosphere type game, you're gonna,
correct me if I'm wrong, that was in Arrowhead?
No, it was in Buffalo. It was in Buffalo. And chances are, if they meet again, if they play again, it's going to be in Buffalo. Yeah. So that's not an excuse. I think Mahomes played great. I think
no. So this was arguably, I swear to God, this was Mahomes' worst game of his career, statistically. Like, he completed 40% of his passes. He was like 14 of 30. He was
feel
bad.
like that.
He was bad. Like, he was bad in that interception that he threw.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
He got popped hard on the sidelines when normally they throw a flag.
You're going to fucking dance on the sideline like he does.
I'm so glad somebody finally popped him.
I'm just so glad that someone finally hit him while he was still in bounds.
Yes.
Because a lot of the time, he gets out at the very last second, and then it's a late hit. This was a clean hit, and Mahomes got leveled.
As you should. Either get out of bounds, or it's going to happen.
But this game is on Mahomes. It's on the defense. It's on the O-line. Nobody on the Chiefs played good. Like, seriously, only Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce had a good game.
Rice had a decent game.
Rice, too, yeah. Well, I think Rice is just, he's incredible. But I think last question on this is just, and the AFC as a whole, because everybody has beaten each other. I mean, like, think about it. The Bills have beat the Chiefs. They just beat the Chiefs. You guys beat the Bills. The Colts just beat the Steelers. The Ravens are still on the come up. There are so many teams. Denver, LA. Yeah. It's like, who is the team to beat in the AFC?
Yeah, I think it's created a lot of. It's going to come down to seeding, I think, and it's going to come down to who has home games versus who has away games.
Yeah,
and even with the Bills and the Patriots, I think whoever ends up winning that division, it's significantly going to put whoever ends up being in the wild card at a disadvantage. And you can say that about everyone, but right now the Chiefs are also on the outside looking in. The Chiefs
they're
out
of the playoff picture. Yeah.
And, 5-4, one game of before
one
they're just
slip-up.
one slip up, and you're at 500 on the season. So
they've got tough games coming up, like a very tough schedule coming up. They play a lot of divisional games.
They do, and they still have to play the Broncos twice, and the Broncos are started. They play the Chargers again.
Colts.
They play the Colts in a couple weeks.
The Texans have statistically one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Yes. So it's going to be interesting how it all shakes out with some of these other teams that haven't been good for the past couple of years that all of a sudden have good records when it comes down to wild card and who's beat who and strength of schedule and all this stuff that they look at the end of the year.
Yep.
It will be interesting. And I don't see a world where the Chiefs aren't in it.
No, me neither.
They'll figure out how to get in and they'll figure out how to win these games.
Even if it's
they're
a
the
7
Chiefs.
seed, they'll make it.
I agree. It's gonna be a fun last stretch, half of the year to really see who's in this thing, because there's a lot of good teams. Even in the NFC, there's a lot of great teams that I think are gonna get left out.
Yeah,
so only time will tell.
We will now get into fourth and long. 4th down and 20. Fourth and
like
21.
Always,
not
we
the
have
way
no
you
clue
want
what he's
try
got.
to extend
Yep.
it.
This is always. You know what I knew?
I have a feeling it's going to be more SEC
When does Portillo's open?
Portillo's grand opening November 18th. That is 13 days from now, brother.
That is one of my questions.
Next Wednesday.
I just know we've talked about it a lot on this segment, so I know.
We will be taking a company trip to the grand opening at 9:30 in the morning, and we will all get our Portillo's hats. We're going to be first 200 in, and we will have them sitting right there on Yoda.
We're going to spend some of that cut bet sponsor money.
All
right, here we go. Here we go. Here's my questions. Here are my questions of the week.
Yes.
And let's see here. Here's the first one. World Series in the books.
Yeah.
How did the Dodgers end up with a non-human player on their roster?
Non-human.
And I'm not talking about Ohtani. We're talking about Yamamoto. I can't believe what I witnessed. There were a lot of other people that couldn't either.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you say?
It was pretty incredible.
He's reminiscent of, I'm sure you remember, Chris, Madison Bumgarner's run when the Giants won the World Series that year. Madison Bumgarner his numbers were arguably a little bit better than what Yamamoto did, but very similar. And it's for a pitcher to do that, pitching 3 times in a 7-game series.
He got credited for 3 wins during the World Series.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
the personal risk, though, that he potentially could have hurt his career doing what he did.
I love it.
He wanted a ring, dude.
He stopped at nothing to help his team, and even he was also gonna. Let's not forget,
he was warming up.
Warming up in Game 3 to go in the 19th inning too.
Yeah, he was.
I remember that. That's
crazy.
Right.
He didn't have
that's right, because Schmaltz couldn't believe it.
He didn't have to.
He's like, I can't believe it. I'm
winning it, but
and then it happened a few games later.
So a round of applause. I applaud the
Yamamoto.
He put the team first, and he was going to stop. If he could do anything about it, he wasn't going to let him be he wasn't going to let the pitching staff of looking back and going, man, I could have.
I don't think people thought he'd be the MVP. Before the series started.
Before the series started, maybe, yes.
After that.
But 100% earned it.
That's right.
100%.
Okay,
definitely.
so you guys need to put your thinking caps on for this one, okay?
That's tough.
So I have 4 NFL head coaches' names that I'm going to give you. Besides them being NFL head coaches or having been NFL head coaches.
What do they all have in common?
What do they all have in common? Todd Bowles, Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson, and Dan Quinn. So this one might be, Dylan, this might be you. What do those 4 coaches have in common?
Were they all in the Bears staff at the same time?
Did they all
Todd
coach for
Bowles,
the Falcons?
Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson, Dan Quinn.
I would imagine they all coached for the Falcons and then they got left. But I know that's not, Ben Johnson went from Miami to Detroit to, let's think.
I have no guesses.
Did I stump you guys?
I mean, were they all? Awesome. They had to have all been on the same staff.
Did they play college football together?
Were they all on an SEC team? Were they?
They all have the same middle initial. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so here it is. You guys ready for this? So Todd Bowles was the secondary coach and interim head coach for the Dolphins in 2011.
They're all in the Dolphins.
Dan Campbell, tight ends coach, interim head coach, 2015
he was on Hard Knocks
for the Dolphins. Ben Johnson was an assistant QB and wide receiver coach, 2012 to 18 for the Dolphins. And Dan Quinn, defensive line coach, 2005 and 2006. Miami
Poor Dolphins fans.
sucks
That's
at picking
rough.
their coaches, and they let good coaches go.
That's rough.
They do.
Can
and
you believe
they're
that?
going to let another good coordinator go because I don't think there's a scenario where McDaniel just takes a step down, like goes from head coach to OC.
Too bad,
and
though.
Just hire someone.
It's too bad. Okay,
It's
so
too bad.
speaking of the Dolphins, December 7th is on the calendar. The Jets play the Dolphins. Do you think this game will be for the number 1 overall pick in next year's draft?
I think it should be free on YouTube TV, first off. But
YouTube TV sucks.
Yeah,
We're not
YouTube
talking
TV
about
does
YouTube
suck.
TV.
I think, yeah. Well, who else? The Saints
Saints
are
are
in the
gonna
running.
be-
The Titans are in the running.
Yeah.
But arguably the Jets, now that they've just offloaded everybody.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
think
you've,
Miami, you want to lose that game. Like, you really want to lose that
you've
game.
loaded up on first round.
And now we're
picks.
trading everybody. Is the trade deadline over now?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Is it over?
yesterday.
Okay.
You guys didn't get rid of.
We didn't get rid of
as
everybody that I thought we
many
would.
People or many.
I
players
thought
as
you could have traded Minka. I thought you could have traded Chubb.
Yep.
Just guys that are being paid premium money.
I
Yeah.
heard that there were a lot of calls about Jalen Waddle. They were asking a little bit too much.
Yeah,
for
Waddle
him.
too. Well, they wanted a first round pick,
Yeah.
which I guess fair.
Okay.
Well, for what some of these other players were going for, I don't think Waddle going for a first is the craziest thing. It's
No.
just no one was willing to pull the trigger on.
Yeah.
So, Dylan, how many times do you think you've actually eaten at Portillo's in your life?
It's not as much as you'd think because I did not.
You spent most of your
know-
life here in the South.
Yeah, and I didn't know of Portillo's because I moved away from Chicago before I even knew what Portillo's was. Nothing was down here. I think we had it a few times growing up whenever I would go back to visit. And then, it was in Florida. I really started my craze for it in high school. So
Okay.
I've probably had it under 50 times.
Oh, under 50. Oh, wow.
Under 50.
Well, Dawson, we know how many
We've had
times
it
you've had
once.
Portillo's.
I've had it once.
One time when
I'm
we were
going
in
to be
Chicago.
getting it every single weekend now. Every single
So,
weekend because there
okay.
are so many items on
So
there.
you said it. November 18th is a
November
grand
18th.
opening. They actually have something going on. Like first 200 people get like these special hats or
They
something.
do.
You're probably gonna have to spend the night for those. How quickly you want to go on opening day?
Yes, I do. We're going to
100%
be there.
going.
Okay.
We're going.
We've
Okay.
been talking about it for
Okay.
months.
We're going.
So, okay, here's next question here. Okay, so let's say that we're planning to have an average QB Joe episode here on i75 Live. You can only invite 3 of these Joes. Which ones are you inviting? Joe Namath, Joe
Joes.
Montana, Joe Flacco, Joe Burrow, or Joe Theismann. You can only invite 3 of these Joes onto the show. Which 3 Joes do you want on our show?
Namath 100%. Namath would be an
I
awesome.
Broadway Joe.
I gotta go Burrow. Burrow would be so much fun to talk to.
Yeah, Burrow would be nice.
Just
And
because you
then-
could pick his brain about the college team at LSU. You
Yeah.
can, you could even pick his brain about how
Mhm.
shitty the Bengals have
We can talk to
been
Theismann about what it felt like
organizational-wise.
breaking his leg.
So about the Jaden Daniels thing, it happened again. Same yard line, same team faced as RG3's injury.
When that happened, I literally
thing.
thought, I wonder where that happened on the field.
Same thing.
Wow.
They're now.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they're cursed a little bit.
It's like MetLife.
So
They're a little bit cursed.
no Joe Montana.
I'd
No,
go.
I was gonna say our third would be Joe Montana.
you got
Each era. Give me each era.
So you want Namath,
Namath,
Montana, and Burrow.
Yep.
So Flacco is going to get left out.
Yeah. Sorry,
Flacco would be
Flacco.
kind of boring.
He
I
just,
think.
I feel like he'd be boring. He just talk about his
Just a
kids.
dad.
Yeah.
Namath never really grew up, so he's just kind of like
Burrow
a
would be cool
70-year-old
just because
kid.
we can maybe relate to him because he's kind of are similar to age.
Joe's a heck of a name though for an NFL quarterback.
Joe.
Those are some
There's
good
a lot of
quarterbacks
Joes
there on that list.
Joe Milton.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, there are.
Okay. Guys, listen, that's all I have this week for Fourth and Long.
Nice.
So
Like
great
it.
job.
Can't
Great
wait to go
job.
to
I'm
Portillo's.
glad I stumped you guys on the Dolphins.
Yeah, I didn't.
The Dolphins
I
are
had
just,
the
we're in
Dolphins thought,
shambles.
but-
We're in shambles right now. And we finally fired the GM. That's great news. I
You
think
did.
McDaniel is going to have to be shown the door.
Did you check the
There's-
voicemail I sent you after the GM
I
got
didn't.
fired? Oh, well, it's sitting.
I didn't. I'll have to check that. I'll have to check that right now. So anyway, but
May
yeah,
have mentioned
good,
a
good
tiny
stuff.
champagne
I mean,
bottle in your
we're done
desk.
for this season. Once again, we're going to be in rebuild mode. Good grief. When does it end?
Yeah, but I think it starts with cutting Tua in the offseason, which I think is a very real possibility. And I
Just
don't
take
think
the
you take a
loss.
quarterback this
Like
year.
that's a huge
Yeah.
hit to cap.
Yeah, but it's like when the Broncos had to do it with Russell Wilson.
Yeah, they
You just-
did.
you
And they're
just-
doing just fine. They're doing just
or
fine.
how about the backup on the Falcons, right?
Well, yeah, with Kurt, yeah.
I mean, he's a $50 million backup.
And they're not cutting him, but they're still paying all that.
Yep.
You know, that's
well, then they could keep Tua and keep him as a backup, but they have to do something.
They could.
Yeah,
I mean, if they have to pay him.
I don't know if you want Tua.
But how does another NFL team sign Tua, though? Like, for real?
No one's going to sign him.
Like, there's no way. This
Same
has
thing,
to be
Kyler
his
Murray's
last
career.
deal.
That's a bonus question because I know we're going over, but so Kyler Murray is still 28. He's still under team control for the Oakland Athletics. There is a good chance that he never plays quarterback, at least starting in the NFL again. The Cardinals are going to cut him.
That'd be crazy.
Go play baseball, Kyler. You're 5'10", and you from what I've heard, you were a great baseball player. It's not too late. You can still have a 12-year career in the MLB if you start now.
And you've kind of been the problem in.
You have been.
I mean, look at Jacoby Brissett. Look what he's done with Marvin Harrison. Like, I've always said that it was a Kyler Murray problem, not a Marvin Harrison problem.
Yeah.
And look at the past couple games.
Look at Trey McBride.
Yes.
Trey McBride has more touchdowns in these 3 weeks with Brissett than he had all of last year and all of this year combined with Kyler Murray.
Okay, well, I want to know.
ridiculous.
I want to know the pressing question. Jake and Kyler Murray 1v1
On Call of Duty.
On
or
Call of
Battlefield.
Duty.
Who's winning, Jake?
Who's winning?
You?
Kyler Murray goes down.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Before we do get into week 10, because we'll roll through those, the NFL trade deadline, the couple big ones that we highlighted. The Sauce Gardner trade to the Colts for 2 first-round picks.
That was crazy.
I think this is crazy. And if you're
It is
getting 2
ridiculous.
first-rounders for Sauce, Myles Garrett's going for 6 first-rounders. Like some of these other guys that everyone, like,
Even teams that tried calling about Max Crosby, dude. Like, that's 4 at least.
or even Jalen Waddle. If you're getting 2 for Sauce, I think Jalen Waddle's worth 2. If we're looking at it kind of the same, I mean, skill position wise, very important positions on the field when it comes to how the NFL is nowadays.
That's crazy too.
Yeah, 2 first, and they also got Mitchell, the
AD Mitchell, yeah,
Mitchell, the wide receiver, and he was a high second round, very close to it. So in theory, you got 2 first rounds and close to being, a very high second round, close to another first round. I thought when this came out, I thought it was kind of a meme account saying 2 first rounders because he hasn't played very good the past couple of years.
He's the 22nd greatest cornerback this year. And so with 2 being on the field at all times at least, it's not great. It's not great. Like if you're trading for him, he's got to be like a top 10 rated. Like that's a deal that I would assume Patrick Surtain and only Patrick Surtain gets dealt for. 2 first-round picks. This is crazy.
Yeah, 2 first-round picks is pretty crazy, in my opinion, for Sauce. If you think otherwise, let us know. Let us know your
What
reasoning.
surprised me more than anything that it was the Colts and not the Cowboys because they're notorious for giving out bad deals.
Well, that's the other team we're going to...
Speaking on the Cowboys being buyers at 3-5-1.
Yeah.
After losing to the Arizona Cardinals that were 2-5 before they played
Jacoby Brissett led.
To Jacoby Brissett, you decide, this team is a Quinnen Williams away from making the playoffs.
Hold on.
And I'm going to give a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and my stud D tackle, who's very young too, and just sending him on over to New York.
You know the best part about this that makes me be like, Jerry, you did it again, is when they traded Micah Parsons, who did they get in return?
Kenny Clark.
What position did he play?
D tackle.
What position does Williams play?
Oh, D tackle.
Oh, Jerry.
He's doubling up.
He must have dementia.
Your one trade that
they need to get him out of that building.
You remember what he said when they traded for Clark?
Yep. He's great at stopping the run.
That's what we needed.
This is the piece we need.
Okay, so if you went out and got another one because the guy that you traded for
so dumb
didn't work out and he's not playing to the level that you thought he was, so you went and traded another first round pick for them.
Or it's just not going to matter because your secondary and your linebackers are just that bad.
And so, yes, and your defensive coordinator is Matt Eberflus.
Maybe
Matt
he knows
Eberflus,
he won't be alive when some of those first rounders, come around.
It's just it's hilarious that your buyers, like Dylan said, at 3-5-1,
So
and
funny.
you're trading for players that you traded for,
giving
at the
away
beginning
first round
of
picks.
the year that you hyped up and said, yeah, this is. It's just a really. It's so
The
easy
Cowboys
and
are
fun
a
to make
comical
fun of.
organization.
It really
They're a
is.
joke.
They are.
But Jerry, keep it up. I love it.
Yeah. Well, he's
Jerry,
Jerry, just keep going.
just keep going, dude. Keep going. Week 10, though. Week 10 NFL. We've got our games that we have highlighted, and then we have our pick-ems like we do every week. We got a game over in Germany this week. First time, I believe, it is over in that area of Germany.
So.
I think we've had one in Germany.
They have, but I think
had one last year.
This, I can't exactly. They have had one, but this is a different location in Germany.
Okay.
But then they're having another one.
I think it's Munich.
They're having another one in Berlin, which that's where they had one last year.
That's cool.
So next week they have one in Berlin. This one they have one in Munich, or it's one of the other. I can't remember exactly, but one they have not. First game though, Falcons Colts. This one is obviously the one over in Germany. We are picking this one. I think the Falcons showed signs, especially when Drake London is healthy, that he can be, someone who carries that team. I still think they need to get Bijan more involved, though.
They do.
This is like 3 weeks in a row that you hear Raheem Morris come out and say, well, the defense that we were just playing against, that's just how. I don't care.
They were clapping.
Penix is running for his life, though. He does not have time to do anything with that ball.
His feet more. I think the offense is so complicated, it causes him to be like, oh shit, what do I do? And not think about, hey, can I extend this play? Can I do this? I think he needs to do it more. But Bijan, you've got to get him 17 plus touches a game.
I agree.
No matter if it's in the pass game, quick screens, whatever it is, you have to, and they just haven't. And you just want to sit here and say, oh yeah, every defense you're going to play is going to try and stop him.
Yeah,
that's going to be their number one priority.
He is in that respect.
He needs to be fired. This coach needs to go at the end of the season. If I were Atlanta, I would fire Raheem Morris, no question, because he can't stop looking at the scoreboard. No, it's ridiculous.
Making excuses for why you lost after the game, and just every week it's a new excuse about why you didn't prepare well or why the team didn't play well.
Well, if you didn't prepare well, then
they were
guess what? You're fired.
clapping. A safety 20 yards off the line was clapping, simulating a snap, and in an away stadium, that's the reason you guys snapped the ball on time or didn't snap the ball on time.
The funniest part is that play.
That's a joke.
They literally have a clip of the center doing the silent where he taps him and does his arm forward to snap it. So they weren't even in a clap.
Nope.
It was
excuses. It's just
so
excuses.
Stupid. The excuses make it very much reminds me of Matt Eberflus. And I joke with Colin about this because he's Matt Eberflus. It's gotten to that point. And obviously there are other coaches that do this too, but I can't tell you how many times 2 years back to back of having 10 loss streaks, and after every game it was a new excuse, not taking accountability.
That's a great point.
Ownership. And it's what do you think of as players when you're hearing your coach not take any accountability? And it's it's just they have to fire him. I don't think they will, and that sucks for the Falcons.
Well, and if they do, they need to do what these teams historically haven't done. They need to fire the GM and the coach and start completely fresh.
Yeah, Fontenot
needs to go too. He's been on the hot seat for years.
Where was he before the Falcons?
I don't know, but he's been there for years, and he's just kind of been able.
But Arthur Blank, though, this is his MO. This is the way he ran Home Depot all those years.
Really,
he does not like to go through people. He gives people chance after chance after chance.
Well, they hire within
to get it right.
It's burned him a lot.
Yeah.
Because we are picking this game, though, I'm going to take the Colts. I think the Colts will be able to run the ball. I don't think the linebackers for the Falcons are very good, and the O-line for the Colts, I think, is just going to be able to eat them up, climb up to the secondary, and run and do what they have done most of the year against teams.
Yep.
So for that, I am going to pick the Colts.
Yeah, I'm picking the Colts too.
Next one, we'll talk about my game a little bit. Patriots Buccaneers. This is as an opportunity to be a great game.
We should drive down to this game.
You could.
Tampa's
like a 7-hour drive.
Tampa's a good drive. We've been there before. Tampa Stadium is really nice. No, I think this is going to be a great game. Mm-hmm. This could be, Baker versus Drake May, two kind of faces of the league right now when it comes to MVP voting.
Absolutely.
Two great offenses. I think the defenses are pretty even.
Bucks are coming off a bye too.
That too. They're healthy. I like the safeties for the Bucks. I also like the corners, especially if we don't have Booty. That could maybe hurt us a little bit.
Yeah, it's true.
I think this is going to be a great game. I really do. The score total is pretty decently high. The spread is, I think, 2.5 towards Tampa Bay.
As close as it gets.
Close as it gets because every team gets.
Well, that means it's even. If it's 2.5, it's
every
even.
home team gets 3 points.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's been very fun turning on my team, and this is another one to where I love watching the Bucks too.
Mm-hmm.
So not only do I get to watch my team playing really good, I get to watch Bucky Irvin will be back.
Yep.
Ibuka has been awesome to watch this year. We were a believer in him, from the beginning. A lot of people were, but I don't think it's elevating because Mike Evans hurt. Godwin has been out for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So I am very excited. We're not picking it. I'm obviously going to root for the Patriots, but I think this has an opportunity to be one of the best games of the week.
It should be. And then on to Giants at Bears. Not going to say much about this game. I need to see more of the same. I need to see more progressions. I need to see show me that you're improving every week. And this is a team that you should beat. This is another situation like the Saints game. It can be close for a little bit as long as you're winning by 2 scores. I think it needs to be. And the Giants are really battered. And so realistically, you play divisional games after this. The Bears have the Vikings right after. They play the Packers twice in a few weeks. And then they play the Lions week 18.
Need this one.
Need to win this game. This one and the Niners game. Must win.
Yeah.
More so than Niners, just because obviously that could be for a playoff tiebreaker. But this one, take care of business. It's looking good, but just keep
run the ball, trust the plays, play good defense, and I think you'll come out of this one victorious.
Hopefully. Jackson Dart's playing great, though.
He is. He
playing
has
really good.
He got hit with a ton of injuries with some of his weapons.
That sucks, dude.
It does. Injuries there's been so many.
It's been bad.
It's been bad. Eagles, Packers.
Monday
we are
Night
picking
Football.
this one. Monday Night Football. The Packers are so funny to me. We mentioned it. 2 games into the season, we can go undefeated, and now look at them.
One of the funny part is they're probably going to win this game now.
Yeah, they probably will. They'll come out just the way Matt LaFleur coaches, and they'll score 30 points and win, 21-34. I'm going to go with the Eagles, though. Eagles are coming off a bye. Saquon's going to be healthy. I think Rico Dowdle had a very good game against the Packers.
He had
a great game. I think Saquon is going to have a similar type impact on it. That's what they're going to want to do. I think the Eagles also made a statement with who they traded for, rumors are offering who they wanted to get, and them also not trading AJ Brown when everyone thought that was going to happen. They're going all in on another Super Bowl, as I think they should.
Jalen Phillips trade.
This is their window right now.
Oh yeah, you can get 2 or 3 out of this team. I think you can.
I completely agree. And I've been a huge advocate for Jalen Hurts. I know a lot of people like to say he's not.
When it matters most,
he always shows up.
He shows up.
I'm going to go with the Eagles for this one. I like the Eagles. I like them being able to run the ball. Packers, to me, they're playing slow. They're not. Jordan Love is making stupid mistakes.
It's bad.
And
he's getting paid over $50 million a year, by the way, to make those mistakes. I think I'm taking the Eagles too, and I think more specifically because Tucker Kraft tore his ACL, and I don't really know what the Packers offense is going to look like, and I don't think the Eagles is the team to find out. So I do think, Eagles, give me the Eagles. Monday Night Football. It's a good matchup.
You mentioned that. That is a big hit for the Packers, not having Kraft.
It's their number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
It's one of the best tight ends in the league.
Yeah.
Gone. It sucks.
I agree.
It really does.
Now we'll get into our pick 'ems. We've kind of already talked about a few of them, but start off Thursday Night Football, Raiders, Broncos. I think this one's kind of easy. The Raiders.
Especially because the Broncos are the home team.
Broncos are the home team. Broncos have been playing very good. I like Sean Payton. I like what Bo Nix is doing. I'm going to go with the Broncos for this one.
Yeah, you don't need to say much about this one. It's
Next
Broncos.
one, big noon kickoff. We got number 6 ranked Oregon. We also had the first
trap game. Anyone?
Maybe a little bit, but we had the first. Iowa is actually the quarterback for Iowa is the kid who played for South Dakota State. The Gronkowski or
Gronkowski. He's the quarterback.
He's the coach for he's the quarterback.
Yeah, because he transferred.
Iowa. He transferred in after he won a national championship last year. He hasn't played the best at Iowa. Now it is Iowa. They're known for running the ball, not having so many good quarterbacks. But they play Oregon, and I think me and Dylan are both gonna go with Oregon. Dylan has put the duck hat back on.
We're picking the Ducks.
I'm going to pick the Ducks. I think in what I was going on this though is they just released the first college football playoff.
I saw that
bracket last night, and there was It was Ohio State was one.
BYU
was in there.
Memphis
was the 12 seed. That one surprised me a little bit.
Pretty cool.
So Georgia was in there. Alabama was 4. So it's all coming to get like kind of how we talked about at the beginning.
Well, can I just say,
let's let it all play out and let's get to it, and then we can talk about it
from year to year. Already, I know it was the first year last year. I love how different it looks different. Like there's different teams. Maybe like you see 3 or 4 same that are going to be recurring teams that show up, but like Texas Tech, Texas A&M, BYU were not in it last year. Like I love that we're getting to see different teams perform.
And last year we had who did Scattaboo play for?
Arizona State.
Arizona State, and SMU. I know maybe they didn't deserve to be there, but they were still there, and so we're kind of seeing that the same this year with teams who have. This is why it's a good thing, because it's keeping the players and the talent level kind of separated a little bit to still, hey, we can not be on Ohio State, Georgia, and Alabama and still get a chance to go play for a national championship in a playoff format. So I think that's good. But
what's also kind of fun though too is the other league where you have North Dakota State, and now you have Montana at number 2 in the country. You have Montana State at number 3.
Damn.
So a little bit of shake up there, a little exciting stuff. But you have those blue chip teams. And then you have,
you'll
some of these
always
new
have
teams
your top dogs.
That's right. And it's fun to see. That's what we wanted.
Yeah.
That's what everyone wanted. Now, is it ultimately always going to be one of these top teams that wins it?
Probably.
Well, at least they've changed the 4 buys. Like that'll be nice that they're going to pick it isn't going to be those conference champs.
Conference champs.
That didn't work out last year. So.
No, it did not.
No,
it did not.
Next game though, College Game Day. We've got number 8 BYU.
We've picked the Mormons 3 times this year.
I know, and every time you're winning.
We have, and then going up against. Now I like Texas Tech though. They're playing Texas Tech.
Holy shit!
At Texas Tech, I'm gonna go with Texas Tech.
Me
for
too.
This one. I'm taking Oregon. If that wasn't clear for the Iowa game, this one though, I'm gonna stay away from the Mormons. I'm going Texas Tech. I really like. They have a linebacker. I can't remember his name, but they always are showing his girlfriend, and she's like in the military, like some just massive, and she's always cheering. And every time I turn on the TV to watch Texas Tech, they're always showing her.
That's awesome.
So I'm picking Texas Tech because of that. And I think they're pretty good. They've been playing really good this year.
Yeah, I'll take
Red
Texas
Raiders.
Tech.
Yeah.
Take Texas Tech. This is a huge game. Whoever loses this game might get knocked out of the playoffs. So it's, very good one. And we already picked, Germany a little bit. I think we're both on.
Yeah, we're both on the Colts for Germany. Steelers Chargers is the Sunday night game.
I'm taking the Steelers.
I'm going to take the Steelers too, just for the sheer fact
Joel
is out, and the O-line for the Chargers is just
it's not good.
Completely destroyed from what it was supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Flynn will be happy about that.
Slater's out for the year. Joe Alt's out for the year too with a high ankle sprain. He's going to need surgery on it. And it was the same ankle that I think he had already hurt earlier, that he got carted off earlier this year for. And this is his second time getting carted off. Steelers played incredible.
They did.
I know the Colts, regardless of how bad Daniel Jones played, that team is still one of the best in the league. I mean, they're still a top 5 team, at least roster-wise. And so for the Steelers to do that and just a battered O-line with the Chargers, don't care that it's in LA. It's going to be a Steelers home game. I think we've seen that LA just has a bunch of transplants anyways.
And Steelers travel their fans travel really nice.
It's going to be a Steelers home game. Yeah. They're going to be using silent counts on LA's sideline.
And for the Steelers, you've got to now stack a couple wins up.
You do.
In a division.
This is a tiebreaker too. If you God forbid you lose out on the division, Chargers are going to be a team that you're fighting for
at the
that
end
last
of the year.
Playoff spot.
I agree.
Yep. Huge game.
Big game. Last one, Monday night, already mentioned it. We're both, I believe,
Eagles.
on the Eagles going into Lambeau.
I don't trust Jordan Love. I don't think you should. I don't think there's any reason to trust him. He has not given you enough reasons to think, I think if ball's in his hands at the end of the game, I like my chances. I think I'm terrified if he's the one that has to drive me down the field at this point.
I agree. To kind of wrap up today's episode, like we do every episode, we have our player props and our cut bet of the week. For this week, I've got Amon-Ra St. Brown over 75.5 receiving yards. They play Washington.
Poor Washington.
Washington, we kind of saw what happened for them with Jackson Smith and Sam Darnold.
Jesus.
And
dude.
now what's his name is out with a torn ACL.
Marshawn
Lattimore.
Yeah.
So they have no one.
Jaden Daniels dislocated his elbow. He's out at least another month if he even comes back this year. I think you keep him out the rest of the year. There is no absolutely no reason that Jaden Daniels needs to take another snap this year.
I also think there's a conversation to be had about Jaden Daniels, and we will get into that, I think, next week. We'll save that for next week.
Okay.
Because I have some. I almost said it in our group chat the other day, and I was like, you know what? As a whole, I think we've done enough rage baiting of all of us. I'm gonna stash this one and just save it.
Jaden Daniels,
save it for another time.
See the next Joe Burrow?
No, I would say I would rather have Caleb Williams over Jaden Daniels right now, for the sheer fact that Caleb Williams
he hasn't missed a game.
Has never missed a game.
Never missed a game.
We'll talk about that next week, though.
Yeah, mine is same game. Jameer Gibbs over 70 rushing yards. Just the Commanders. I feel so bad for them. And this game is going to be like 50-20.
Yeah.
Detroit, it was like 50-20 in the NFC divisional last year. Detroit is going to mop the floor with them.
I didn't even think about that.
They're going to take out all of their demons from last year's playoff run, getting knocked out right after your bye on this team.
And losing last week.
They're going to kill them.
Well,
it's going to be bad, dude.
Gibbs killed 2 of my parlays last week because I forgot it was his off week. So this coming week, you're right. This is a good pick because he'll be on this week because he goes every other week.
Starting anybody against Minnesota's defense is not a good idea.
I'm starting Jared Goff
or
in
betting
fantasy.
on them. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's
our cut bet of the week to wrap up today's episode. I will let Dylan take this one.
So for our cut bet of the week, before we get into that, Cut Bet, in case you forgot from the beginning of the episode, is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that allows its users to wager directly with other users on any publicly verifiable result in sports, entertainment, politics, and more. Quick update. So now you can actually bet on Cut which SEC coaches are going to get fired next. That's pretty cool. I like that. And so maybe that should have been our cut bet of the week, is thinking like an SEC coach that's going to get gone after this, because half the teams are looking.
It's just crazy.
But there's going to be a lot of jobs that
absolutely,
and it really just comes down
the shuffle that's going to come out of this.
But
is
if there's
crazy.
any more though that get fired, you're almost like viewing like
So is Deion Sanders going to be in the SEC? That's a good question.
I think so.
I don't know.
There's going to be a lot of big name coaches coming back, I think. But yeah, to finish that off, Cut users set the terms on any wager they make. So if you think for some reason that Kalen DeBoer or Kirby Smart's going to get fired, feel free to let us know. We'll take that money. But the possibilities are endless. Stop talking. Start competing against your friends and other users and us to prove who really knows what they're talking about. And without further ado, we are taking the Patriots money line this week. It's -2.5. It's no use taking a spread. I think Patriots just win outright. It may be like 1 point game, but I trust Drake May. I trust in Drake May.
Yeah.
He didn't have the best performance last week. I think he'll come back and put together a full, complete game. Should be good. No, it's going to be a great game.
I think it's going to be, for a long time, I've said that my team could be playing in the game of the week, this week. I don't know who's calling the game. I hope it'd be cool if Tom Brady was calling it.
Trying to think what else would be
really weird.
It's not an afternoon game.
Because you play for both of those teams. That would be weird.
Tom Brady normally calls the afternoon game of the week because that's like their Fox game of the week. Yeah. So let's see. I can tell you that right now. If I had to guess, it's probably, unfortunately, they put him on Lions Commanders and they're just stuck with it because it was going to be.
What broadcast are they on? CBS or Fox?
For Lions Commanders?
No, for Patriots. Because I know sometimes Tampa Bay is on Fox.
Okay, let's see.
Well, Tampa Bay's usually on Fox unless they're playing
but then the Patriots are usually on CBS because
Patriots, Bucks, where to watch. Let's see. Okay, so CBS.
Okay, so they won't be Tom Brady.
Yep.
No.
Obviously.
That's okay.
The Bears get Greg Olsen this week.
Greg Olsen's finally awesome. I love Greg Olsen.
Oh, he's great. He's great.
No, yeah, I like Patriots money line. I think it's going to be a great game. A lot of points. Drake May bounce back from not having the best, and it's just going to be, 2 MVP caliber quarterbacks, I think, going at it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun one. That will wrap up today's episode. If you have anything you want to add or you want to shoot us, talk about, we had some people talking about the Colts, and that was a hot topic.
Feel free to come back on over after that.
Yeah.
Feel free.
Little foos goldish. That's all I'm going to say. and hey, Patriots are the best team in the NFL. We beat the Bills. Bills beat the Chiefs, and they rank the Chiefs as the best team in the NFL. Just saying. That's how it works. I don't make the rules.
Don't make the rules.
Don't make the rules. Them. Yes. But no, thank you so much for watching.
Bears are back.
And we will see you guys next week.
Sir, it's been real, guys.